know you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles from Brian Giles MTG. And we're back with more March of the Machine spoilers. So next up we have Xerox Strobe Knight. A blue and 2 for a 2/2 human knight with flying and vigilance. Tap it to create a 2/2 white and blue knight creature token with vigilance. Activate only if you cast 2 or more spells this turn. So, again, this fits into this blue and white knight deck that we've been seeing emerge from this set. Solid add. Absolutely. You get a 2/2 with flying and vigilance, and you can tap it to create knight tokens. That's going to be fun. Next up, we have Furnace Rains. A red and 2 for a sorcerer that reads, gain control of target creature till end of turn. Untap that creature till end of turn and gains haste, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or battle, create a treasure token or treasure creation, and you get to snipe a creature. I like that. I'm happy with that. More treasure is better. And we're back. So next up we have another. Oh, this is Oldrid. This is the last, I think, of our. Is this the last of the Phyrexian Praetors?
We have jewelry.
This is the last of the Phyrexian Praetors, I think. So again, this is in Japanese, so we're gonna have to get the translation for it. So it's 2 black and 3 for a 4/5 legendary Phyrexian Praetor. She has Menace. When it enters the battlefield, opponent sacrifices a non-token creature or planeswalker. And for a black and 4, exile shield will return to the battlefield transformed. Activate the ability only as a sorcery. And only if an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. Oh, graveyards matter. We'd fit this in a mill deck. That's for sure. Flip it over to become Scripture of Truth. For each opponent, destroy target creature or planeswalker that player controls. Oof, that's just Chapter 1. Chapter 2, each opponent discards 3 cards and mills 3? Oh, that's ugly. Ugh. That just makes me cringe. That's Chapter 2. Exile, Chapter 3 is Exile Shield and return to the battlefield transformed. Return all creatures in all graveyards to the battlefield under your control. Oh, from every graveyard. Oh, that's this in a mill deck it just makes me cringe. Oh, no. Shudder. Especially if you're playing with something like Jace Completed Mind, where you're just milling the crap out of people, and then you take all their creatures from the graveyard and just put them back in play on your side. Ugh. Yikes. Oh. Cringe. And what's really cool, what's really good about her is that if you're not using her, you can use her the next turn after you cast her, because she comes into play for 5, and you can flip her for 5. So what's not to like about that? Mill players, you're going to see this card. This card is going to be your the next big mill thing. So next up we have Invasion of Kaldheim. A red and 3 for 4 damage siege, which when it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from your hand. You may draw that many cards until the end of your next turn. You may play the cards exiled this way. So you can basically save your hand and get some new cards. Not a bad thing. Then it flips over. If you defeat the battle, it flips over into Pyre of the World tree. You can discard a land card. Pyre of the World tree does 2 damage to any target. After you discard a land card, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Okay. You have some land recursion. That definitely works. Then we have Invasion of Kassus, another battle siege. It's a 4 damage battle. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. That's kind of solid for 4. It flips over into Refraction Elemental. It's a 4/4 elemental with ward, pay 2 life. Good luck getting rid of this thing. If you cast a spell, Refraction Elemental deals 2 damage. Ooh, in a Spell Slinger deck? Oh, that could be just, especially if you're playing a red damage deck, that's gonna be beefy. I mean, it's a 4/4 with a nice ward on it. And whenever you cast a spell, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. That's going to be fun. Next up, we have Oracle of Tragedy. A blue and 1 for a 1/3 human wizard. When Oracle of Tragedy enters the battlefield or dies, choose 1. Draw a card, discard a card, or shuffle up to 4 target cards with mana value 3 or greater from your graveyard into your library. So some mill save or some card draw. Not bad. So it's got a ETB and an LTB. Solid. Next up is C Double. 2 blue and 2 for an instant read. This spell can't be copied. Well, this is a spell that we were wondering about from the Mark Rosewater spoilers. So this spell can't be copied. You can choose 1. If an opponent has 8 or more cards in the graveyard, you may choose both. Well, that's certainly a mill ad. You can copy target spell and choose new targets for the copy. Or create a token that's a copy of target creature. Oh. So, this is definitely some stuff you can do with mill. You copy all sorts of spells, create tokens. That's a solid instant. I'm not unhappy with it. Next up, we have Deep Root Wayfinder. A green and 1 for a 2/3 Merfolk Scout. Whenever Deep Root Wayfinder deals combat damage to a player or battle, surveil 1. Then you may return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tab. That is super solid. You get really a good value in terms of a creature for 2 mana. You get a 2/3. When it deals combat damage to a player or battle, you get a nice little surveil thing. And then you can return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tab. So that's kind of a workaround about when you get, especially when you're starting to get flooded, you can use that effect to both put the land on your battlefield and get the next card, or leave that card on the top of your library to draw. So that's solid, really solid. I like that card. Next up, we have Ancient Imperial, a beefy 2 green and 5 for a 6/6 dinosaur, but it has Convoke. And it comes with Trample and Ward 2. So it's got a solid ward on it and Trample, and when it enters the battlefield, it enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on for each creature that convoked it. Woo! This thing can get beefy real quickly, especially if you're convoking with a lot of creatures. That's a solid green stompy creature. Next up, we have Temporal Cleansing. Excuse me. A blue and 3 for a sorcery that has Convoke. The owner of a target non-land permanent puts it into the library second from the top or on the bottom. So you can whittle this down to practically nothing and take any permanent and put it on into the library second from the top or on the bottom. So you can do it to yourself, you can do it to your opponents. Solid. Next up is Dusk Legion Duelist. Another vampire from Innistrad, or not Innistrad, Ixalan. A white and 1 for a 2/2 vampire soldier with vigilance. Whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters put on Dusk Legion Duelist, draw a card. This ability only triggers once each turn. So something to put into that green and white counters matters deck. Next up, we have Surge of Salvation. 1 white mana for an instant that reads, you, permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Prevent all damage that black or red sources would deal to creatures you control this turn. we're back. So this is the another one of the things that are about the opposing colors. So we get to some hexproof action going on for a single white mana. So that's very cool, and it prevents all damage from black and red sources. Next up, we have Astral Wingspan. A blue and 4 for an enchantment aura with Convoke. That you enchant a creature. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. A enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has flying. So it does a lot, and you get to Convoke, so you can reduce that kind of beefy cost. Then we have Mutagen Connoisseur. A green and blue and 1 for a 0/5 Vidalcan mutant with flying and vigilance. Mutagen Connoisseur gets +1/+0 for each transformed permanent you control. Okay, so that cares about stuff that transforms. That should be an interesting thing. Next up, we have Simone and Dina. A black, a green, and a blue for a 3/4 legendary human dryad. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Tap it to sacrifice another creature, draw a card. You put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield, tap. If you control 8 or more lands, repeat this process once. So that's an interesting team-up card. Next up, we have Tiller of Flesh. A white and 3 for a 2/4 Phyrexian Knight. If you cast a spell that targets 1 or more permanents, incubate 2. Okay, so create a little incubator token. Then we have Change the Equation. A blue and 1 for an instant that reads, choose one. Counter target spells with mana value 2 or less, or counter target red or green spell with mana value 6 or less. Okay. So again, another cares about the opposing colors type thing. Next up, we have Sunfall. 2 white and 3 for a sorcerer reads exile all creatures, incubate X, where X is the number of creatures exiled this way. Ooh. That is just... that's ugly. Oh, one last check. That's all the spoilers I have for today. So until we get some more spoilers come Monday, we'll see you on the next video.